Hello, this is Hank Green at the Internet Creators Guild. We're doing some fact-finding as the situation between advertisers, YouTube creators, and YouTube has gotten, more messy. YouTube has tightened algorithms and offered advertisers more tools for selecting the content that their ads appear on, and that seems to have had significant effects on a lot of creators. There have always been tools, and I think advertisers are being more careful, and I also think that there are some new tools that advertisers are using. But it is very difficult to parse exactly what's going on by looking at just a few people's analytics, the ones that we just happen to have access to. So we would like as many people as possible to submit data so that we can get a sort of more diverse perspective of what's going on, a bunch of different kinds of channels of different sizes. And you are free to submit that data confidentially, but we will ask for a little bit of information so that we can see if we can tease any trends out of this. We want a bit of data that your analytics does not actually show you. Two things: your view-based CPM and your ad placement rate. We also would like to see the year-over-year averages for both of those things for the month of April. So basically, we're going to do a bunch of spreadsheets and statistics now. If you're not sure what to do, just do exactly what I do. And if you don't know how spreadsheets work, maybe you'll learn a little bit about that today too. It's useful, I promise. So I'm just looking at my normal analytics dashboard here for Games with Hank. If we click on ad rates, we will see a number that is my playback-based CPM, and not particularly useful number to me. This sounds like it's the CPM of my YouTube channel. So if I get 1,000 views, then I make $7.20. That is obviously not the case. No one makes that kind of money on YouTube. So I've just combined all of the different localities into one thing because I don't need that. So we're looking at our playback-based CPM. That sounds fantastic, but that is actually per ad that runs. So I'm making $7.20 per 1,000 advertisements that show up on Games with Hank. But there are a lot of views that don't have advertisements on them at all. In fact, you can see right here there were 4,093 monetized playbacks. And if we click on compare metric and go to more metrics and click on views, then we will see that there were 46,000 views. So only a small percentage of the views have actually been monetized. That is a number that varies wildly between channels. Some channels up to 70 or 80%, some channels down below 10%, most channels in like the 30 to 50% range is what we think. This will actually help us get a better grasp on that. And what affects that is the size of your channel, the kind of content you make, how much advertising there is in the system at the moment, lots of different things. Whether you've monetized all your videos is a big one that I think that Games with Hank is negatively impacted by just because I'm not careful about that. But we would like to see two things: your ad placement rate and your actual view-based CPM. So instead of the CPM per advertisement that shows, the CPM per actual view on your channel. And those are valuable numbers. Now, we don't want to see that for the last 28 days. That's good to kind of see what's going on right now. That's not enough data for us, but we would like to see not just the last 365 days. I'm just doing that because it makes it simpler for me to get to the place where I want to be. But I want it for the last 365 days plus the entire month of April 2016. So I'm going to click on April 1st, 2016 here, and then click Apply. And we will have, I think, all of the data that we want. Understanding the ad placement rate and your actual view-based CPM are important things. How do you do that? Click up here on Export Report, wait for Google Sheets to load, and then click on Google Sheets. It will load up a spreadsheet with all of this information in it, and then you can do a bunch of fun stuff. This starts out with geography. I don't care about geography right now, but if you click down here on the Date tab, that will take you to the dates. I'm actually going to highlight the dates here. I'm going to move them around some just for future graph making purposes. So do this, and you'll see why in a little bit. I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to change this to say date. I don't have to, but just to alleviate confusion. And then I'm going to change this to say view-based CPM, and I'm going to change this to say ad placement rate. And then I'm just going to delete this because I'm going to do some stuff over there in the future. So first, let's calculate our view-based CPM. Delete this 0 and push equals. We're going to do some functions. We need cost per 1,000 views. So click on cost and then click on the divided by thing, which is per, and then click on the views and then times that by 1,000 because we want it to be per 1,000 views, and push enter. and we see that our view-based CPM is $1.40. And then we copy that. So I just pushed Control-C on this frame or cell, and then we scroll on down and highlight all these things, and then pushed Control-V. And then it does all the math for us. Yeah, that's the wonderful thing about spreadsheets. And then we're going to calculate our ad placement rate in the same way. First, delete that 0, push equals, and then we want monetized playbacks per divided by view times 100 this time because we want it in percent, and that's 18%. And then I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to do the same thing. So now we have our ad placement rate. And again, I want to say that like probably we're going to see some pretty dramatic stuff with this channel, but this is one channel, and it's a channel that is not being updated. It has really old, stale content on it. So we're going to highlight this whole thing, and then we're going to click on the Insert Chart thing. And we're going to insert this chart, and that's going to show up here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to take a screenshot of it, and I'm going to send that to the Internet Creators Guild so that they can have some data. Now, what you'll see here is this big drop at the end of the year. That tends to happen to CPMs. I think that this channel in particular didn't rebound well just because it doesn't have any new content. So this was, Christmas, CPMs go high, and then they drop at the beginning of Q1, and then they also tend to drop at the beginning of Q2 as well, which is April. But we saw this tremendous drop where basically things started to look like they were going down to 0. That's when creators got really worried. But we have seen a little bit of a rebound, not up to where it was this time last year, but a little bit of a rebound from the absolute basement. And that has not been because of ad placement rates going back up. It has been because of CPMs going up, which is interesting. I have some theories about why, but it's only guesses. So then we're going to highlight this whole thing for ad placement rate. And then we're going to click on that graph thingy again. And then we're going to insert. And it'll be up here at the top. And and so you can see ad placement rate tanked this is the beginning of April, just dropped lower than it's been ever. Maybe not ever, but at least for the last year. And send that off to us as well. If you could name those things, ad placement rate and CPM, and like APR and VB CPM, that would be great. Just so we can don't have to we can figure it out just by looking, but it'll be helpful. So the other thing that we want is we want the averages, year-over-year averages. So let's just say VBCPM here and ad placement rate here. And then this is going to be April 2016, and this is going to be April 2016. And then this will be April 2017. And then let's just copy that and paste it, because that'll be a little faster. So to get the average, push equal and then type average, and that'll give you this function. And then you'll highlight your view-based CPM from April 1st. And I'm going to do it to the 26th because that's as far as I have data. I think up to the 26th. I think that's as far as I have data. And I want to do basically the same dates from last year as this year. Last year, I, of course, have beyond the 26th, but this year I don't. So I'm just going to do it up to the 26th, push enter, and we see that the average view-based CPM was 1.7. And then we're going to do the same thing for the APR, equals average. And then go up to the 26th, and then push enter. And then we've got that number. And then we're going to do that for 2017 equals average. And then starting at April 1st. Oh, I did have the 27th. Close enough. You do it right. I didn't. And then we do the same thing for ad placement rate, which will be equals average. So you see already that there's a pretty dramatic drop, but this is, again, just one channel, and we're trying to get to the bottom of it deeper than just looking at one channel. April 1st, and I'm just going to do to the 26th, so I'm actually doing it right. Ooh! And then we're gonna do a percent decrease, and that percent decrease is a little bit confusing. It's the original number. So equals this number, and actually, before I do that, I should say, put this in parentheses. So it's this number minus this number divided by the original times 100 to get the percent. And so that's a 60% decrease, you guys. And then just copy and paste this, and it'll transform that in a 51% decrease for, year-over-year decreases are substantial on this channel. But this is, again, just this channel. So these are the data that we need. And if you would send them to us, that would be extraordinarily helpful, along with a little bit of information about what kind of channel you make. So there's a survey linked in the description of this video. Unless you found this video through that survey, which is also possible, you can click on that and share that information for your YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, thank you for watching anyway. This will be helpful for us to understand what kinds of channels are having the biggest impacts, so that we can make sure that we are having a good and productive moving through this time of, limited crisis. There's worse things have happened, but it is a thing that is of substantial concern for creators. And I will say that our bigger channels are not seeing anything like this kind of decrease, and also some of our smaller channels. And it's not entirely unclear what affects this stuff. So we're gonna try and get to the bottom of it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for learning. And hopefully this was both useful to you and also to the YouTube community. And thanks for helping out the Internet Creators Guild.